Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Boomba right here on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Olatolupo and Abijo. Welcome to the bar today. It is a beautiful Wednesday afternoon in the city of Lagos State. Wherever you're listening to us from, it could be morning, it could be afternoon, wherever it is. But it is afternoon here, and I bid you a warm welcome. Today is not going to be any different if you're just joining us. Welcome. And if not, if you're someone that knows what the Boomba is, of course you know that it is where we give you everything: sports, entertainment, politics, and everything else in between. Anything else in between, and the bar can take us anywhere, and as it just goes on. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. Like we said, it is the bar, so you really can just go and give us gist that you want us to listen to, and we definitely will be right here to give you to talk about it. And today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. The EFCC is in the news. They're firing quite a number of people, their own people. ICPC is in the news. Nnamdi Kanu, in case you forgot, he's back. There's a bit of sports stories. The Super Eagles have a brand new coach. However, how brand new is he, or how excited are people for it? That we're going to be talking about, and a couple of other things. There's a lot of gist from the courts today, a whole lot. So sit back, relax. In case you have you have the wig and all, you can wear it on, because today is going to be a lot of gist from the court. So sit back, relax, and as we enjoy today's show. My name is Oladolupo, and with me in the studio is Shala Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Boom Bar, people.
Okay, so we're going straight into the gist today. Now, there was a news yesterday that had broken, that had talked about, that the news broke about ISWAP terrorists attacking soldiers, and the defense headquarters have come out to confirm that about 6 soldiers actually died in that incident yesterday. It's such a very sad one that our troops would, people that literally lay their lives down would die, but it is well. Just okay.
Sadly, this is a war that a lot of us wish did not even exist in the first place, but if wishes were horses, men beggars will fly. 7 families minimum that would feel the impact of this madness called whatever their name is. I always
6
find
soldiers,
it
6.
Yeah, 6 families. Thank you for the correction. I always find it very hard to mention their name, because I feel that the more we talk about them, the more prominence they gain, because that's their game plan in the first place. They want the awareness so that they can use what is being said about them to perpetrate more crimes and, cause more problems. But the Nigerian military has been on the up and up in recent times, and I really hope that, this thing can end. I really hope, just like the Chief of Defense Staff was saying when he visited the troops at the front line, during the Yuletide season, I really hope that, this 2025 will be different.
Oh, yeah,
from all the years we've had with this terrorist.
Yeah, now moving on from that, and let's go on to some of our security agencies. So the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission had announced that they dismissed 27 of its officers in 2024. And you'll be wondering, why would EFCC dismiss its own people? So according to them, they said that these 27 people were engaging in fraudulent activities and misconduct and some other things. Basically, it said the dismissals follow the recommendations from the EFCC's staff disciplinary committee, and they were ratified by the commission's executive chairman, Mr. Ola Olukoyede. The officers were removed from their positions after being found guilty of various offenses related to fraud and misconduct.
Yeah,
EFCC staff?
Olukoyede himself, the EFCC president, chairman, and GCEO, was also a victim in a way.
Okay.
Apparently, one of the former GMDs or MDs of the Port Authority or something was contacted by this so-called men. There's a particular cartel and they said that he should give them, I think, 2 billion or some stupid amount of money for them to give him a soft landing. That this one that the new EFCC boss has come in is investigating him for some crime that didn't even exist, and that they wanted that much money, so that the man would, the investigation would be truncated. Of course, I think the man did not buy into their blackmail, and that's how the EFCC must have heard. I'm putting 2 and 2 together here. A few of them, their names were mentioned and all of that. And there's another case of $400,000, of a yet to be identified supposed staff of the EFCC against a sectional head. It is all sorts of crimes being committed, with the cover of with their own is law enforcement, anti-corruption. So
it's funny that you imagine EFCC staff being under fire for fraud. Like, make it make sense. However, if we also look at it from the angle that they are probably the ones that know where around these things the most, so it's even easier for them to perpetrate these things. But I like the fact that the EFCC is deciding to start the cleaning up from its own house as well, because that is very, very important. Even the EFCC, once or twice we've heard a few people actually indict the EFCC. We know that for some way the people talk about how they raid, allege that the way they get to arrest people at times is unprofessional. They talk about how sometimes they ask for bribes. There's been a lot of allegations here and there to squash cases and all that. So I think that it's a good thing that we're seeing that the EFCC is trying to do some of the cleaning as well from its own house.
Yeah, so that's a welcome development. However, a few of these people that they have dismissed and are involved in these crimes are actually at large now. At least 1 or 2 of them are being, searched for. So I think it would be nice if they could also publish their images the way they do the regular criminals that they deal with, so that people can help them. You never can tell, maybe people that go out would find them somewhere in hiding. Maybe Dolupo could be on the prowl now and she just goes. And again, had some kind of reward to it so that it could give us ginger.
Excuse me.
I said Edolupo. I did not say Dolupo Balogun.
You didn't have to.
There is a Dolupo in a movie that I watched at the weekend.
That is your business. That
on
is
YouTube.
your business with the person and the people that are in the movie.
You are not the only Dolupo.
It is not my business.
I said Dolupo.
Go and use anybody else's name.
I have used the name that came to my mind.
No, that was not what came to your mind. You're just being mischievous.
Are you the owner of the name?
Yes.
So all the other people that own it, they should come and collect license from you.
How many people own it?
Go to Twitter now. It
just sounds very like envying. The Lord help you with this your envious behavior. Anyway, we're moving from EFCC and the ICPC, who's a sister agency to the EFCC, has now decided to charge the former
to the EFCC again.
No, they've charged former Governor El-Rufai's aide. Remember the one that was arrested? They've now charged him with a 155 million naira money laundering charge.
Okay.
So basically, like what I was saying the other time we spoke about this is, if you're going to arrest someone and keep someone in detention, then there has to be a charge to it.
Yes, definitely. Again, beyond just arresting people, it's always good that the investigations are concluded in good time. It's travesty to have people locked up perpetually, all in the name of investigations. Then at the end of the day, you not even make it to court, and the case doesn't even hold water, and it will be very sad. But I get at times the expediency for them to quickly just lock someone up because they don't have all they need yet, but there's a way that they use the law and bend it a bit to achieve these aims. But at the end of the day, we just want a better country, and that we want that there are consequences for people's actions and there are rewards for people's, positive actions also. And let let us have a country where, at the end of the day, crime will be reduced, because when people are like, if you try that thing, they're gonna catch you.
They're gonna catch you.
As against before, when people are like, no worry,
nothing is gonna happen. So now they said that apparently Mr. Seidu had accepted 155 million naira in cash through a proxy in March of 2022, exceeding the amount authorized by law.
Yeah, similar to something that's gone down with a federal minister, and I think that's how she lost her job. The fact that ministries actually conduct some of these businesses in cash, regardless of what the threshold of the law is. If you get close to them, you find that some businesses are conducted, or operations are conducted with cash. But now, this is not to explain anything. It's just to state that, yes, it's something that happens a lot. But now, the person that was arrested, the former governor's aide, has already pleaded guilty. Still keeps pleading guilty. But it looks like they've looked at the flow of that particular cash and the disbursement. And you know that cash, usually at times you can get away with it, because if you don't pay it through a bank. But if you got it from a bank, it is shown that as an outflow, and whoever took it out, and the person can actually come and say, it was a dolupo that you gave it to, which also means that the person will be under investigation.
Yeah, so the point is, I know that this conversation, a lot that people say that, some of these things happen. Yes, however, maybe we should always just err on the caution and err on the side of the law, so that the day that they want to mess you up, they will not have something to mess you up with.
It's important,
it's because it's a thing I hear, like, that's how they conduct it. However, it's not lawful, because it's those things, it's those tiny details that they now use to checkmate people. So even though it's what people do, maybe you should not do it, because you don't know if people. I don't know about other people. For someone like me, I have to say, but everybody will be doing the same thing. Nothing will happen. It's when it's my own turn. Anyway, if you're like me, err on the side of caution. Just wanted to put it out there.
So you basically attract negative vibes, because that's the way you think. No, I don't attract
negative vibes. I attract staying on the side of the law. I do not, anything that is not lawful, anything that is not legal, I'm always going to be caught.
Which in essence means that
I will be caught.
You have already condemned yourself to be caught.
And that's why I don't do things that are not illegal.
Which also means that which also implies that you've been caught in the past.
No. I've not done anything, because I used to stay in my own lane and do my
So how do you know if you have not tried it?
I don't need to try it.
Your statement is very...
I don't need to find out.
It's something that needs to be checked for.
I'm not going down that lane with you. Anyway, I'm going to the courts, because there's so much from the courts.
You need to go to the court now. Someone like you that already knows that when you do something bad, they will catch you. You particularly
if you do something bad, wouldn't they catch you?
Is it everybody that they catch?
But should you do something bad?
But you say that you know for a fact that when you do it, they will catch you.
Yeah.
And you're not saying you have not been caught before.
I just know.
That means you have done it and you were not caught.
I just know
they didn't catch you.
I will be caught. So let me just do my day. Thank you very much.
Look at you.
Now, moving on from that, I'm going to the courts, like I had said.
This matter is not over.
It is in my dictionary. The IPOB leader, Nnamdi Kanu, has now rejected federal government's request to continue or to resume his trial. A few more weeks ago, there was conversation where he had alleged and he had said that the judge should recuse themselves and recuse himself or herself. I think it's himself or herself.
I think it's herself.
I think it's herself. However, the case was taken to it got to the NJC, and the NJC said no, there's nothing wrong with the judge. That's Justice Nyako. Apparently, Justice Nyako has asked to recuse herself. Also,
and she has sent the file back to the chief judge. And she has
said, however, the Chief Justice of Nigeria said, nope, it's not. You are going to continue on that matter. But Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers argue that Justice Nyako's decision to recuse herself was still valid and binding. However, if I'm correct, whether you recuse yourself or not, the Chief Justice of Nigeria is the head of everybody. And if they say no,
there's another bit of information that they also need to add, and apparently he also needs to make some kind of formal request, to make it official. That's the accused now. It needs to, make it. His lawyers need to make it official that this is their request. Also, that way it is binding, because as it stands, the case file was sent back. The judge, and this is actually the third judge on this matter. That
so maybe that's the reason why the Chief Justice is
Nnamdi Kanu matter. Yeah, this is the third judge that's going to recuse himself or herself from this matter. So it's the reason why they're asking her to go ahead, because it is also believed that though she's been on the matter for a while, so she definitely has.
Yeah, the CJN is just done. You know what? This matter is dragging too long, which I feel that it is dragging too long, especially for someone that is not in like prison. He's in DSS custody and all that. Shouldn't you want to be done quickly, so that at least you can get it over with, know if you're going to jail or if you're going home?
The thinking of the security agents and agencies will be that he had been arrested in the past, then he was released, I think on medical grounds or something,
and then he jumped bail.
There was some kind of military operation at his residence somewhere in the southeastern part of Nigeria, and of course he said that's the reason, or his supporters said that's the reason why he jumped bail. You can call it a bail jumping situation. And of course, then again, he got rendered back to Nigeria from Kenya.
Exactly my point.
And
so
there will be no need, according to them, to put him in a regular prison. I think they consider him a very, very high security risk.
So that's what I'm saying. For his own sake at the moment, shouldn't he be hoping at least that, okay, so that they can determine my case? Because the truth is that if he's convicted, the DSS can keep him.
If Nnamdi Kanu is convicted,
the DSS can keep him.
His case
and if he's not, then he's going home. That's what I'm saying. So shouldn't you determine? Because I know that there's been the conversation back and forth of how the DSS custody. I know that there are talks of even his lawyers asking that they would rather prefer he be in prison than be in DSS custody. Do you get? So why not just let it go, like move on? This matter, you're dragging this matter too long.
Well, if he feels that this is the best way for him to get justice, in this Nigerian system, then I think he should go ahead and ask for another judge, like he is doing, until he's sure of the justice that he wants. Okay,
so we'll see where we'll see where that goes to. Interesting news that just dropped is okay. Anyway, still talking about the courts. Now, a court has now dismissed former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele's application challenging jurisdiction. So apparently, the lawyers of Godwin Emefiele had challenged if the court had jurisdiction over the case that they had, the EFCC.
Yeah, so 26 count charges what they brought against him in a court in Lagos. He had several cases, but this particular one, 26 count charge. So the judge actually agreed with Emefiele's lawyers that charges 1 to 4, were alien to Nigerian law and all of that they should. But from charges 8
no, not 8 to charges 5.
I deliberately skipped that for a reason, but 5.
Why
to
did you skip
don't worry. To 16 or thereabout. Long story short, of 26 charges, it looks like he's going to stand trial for at least 20, the way things are going. And if that is the case, it's the same court that they didn't want him to go to. That's Emefiele that he will be appearing in. So the way it looks like is tied up in several court cases.
Yeah, it's
and if let's just look at the case and say, if Emefiele's case goes south, let's say he loses in Lagos at the court in Lagos, he loses the one in Abuja.
Which prison is it going to be?
Are they going to have a roster for him? Let's say like, okay, maybe the one in Lagos said 99 years. The one in Abuja now said 500 years. It's just conjecture now. It's not that I'm wishing it. No, I'm not wishing that Emefiele will spend 500. I don't wish such.
So which one? What are you wishing?
On a Nigerian.
Oh wow. So what's your wish?
On a Nigerian. I almost said fellow human being, but let me leave it at Nigerian.
Oh my God.
So, let's just say that the other court in Abuja, another one now gives him 47 years. So will he first go and do the 47 years in that one, then start from zero in the one that give him 500?
How old is this man, sir?
It's not important. How old is his crime? Or alleged crimes?
You people are mean, no.
Well, the person that they are saying all of this about is not the mean one, Abi. Anyway, the
anyway,
it's been tied up in several court cases, and now jurisdiction has been established.
Daisy Anthony is actually laughing.
It's
Lord.
It's a question. Look, in case you know about law, you can help me. I don't know if it's, but you think it doesn't make sense if someone has several court cases. And there are several cases, and there's a possibility that all those judges will pass judgment against him.
How do you say there's a possibility? You're not even sure.
Anything that has a positive as a negative, there is a possibility that he will lose those cases, and there's a possibility that he will win. Do you understand? And they'll say, okay, let him go. He's such an innocent man. Did you not see the way he was carrying his big Bible upside down the other day? He's a God-fearing man. They can say he should go.
Okay.
But if they don't say you should go, I'm just asking a very honest question, very simple. And you people that know books should help us. Like, if you lose case in Lagos, lose the other two cases in Abuja, and they're giving different sentences, how will he serve? Or will they have? Or maybe the prison in Lagos can send a warder to Abuja. It will now be signing every day. Say,
are we going?
Okay, sure.
Are we moving?
No problem. Moving on.
Thank you.
But
nothing. We're moving on.
Okay.
Anyway, we're moving on from that. Still going to the courts. Enugu State High Court has now barred former IGP, Inspector General of Police, Mike Okiro, as an aspirant or contestant in the January 10 election to the office of the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo.
Yeah, so Ohanaeze Ndigbo is one of the biggest umbrella bodies for the Igbo nation in Nigeria. Sadly, the President General had just died. That's the very popular Chief Nwanyam. Used to be the owner of Nwanyam Football Club, one of the biggest clubs in Nigeria back in the 80s and sometime a bit of the 90s. And of course, now they need to do another election. And there is a consensus that the Igbo-speaking people of Rivers State have been ceded that position. This position has been ceded to them. They're supposed to produce the next President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo.
Is Rivers State not in South?
Yeah, but there are Igbo-speaking people there. That's what they decided. That's what Ohanaeze decided. It's just like there are Yoruba-speaking people in Kogi State. And Kogi State is not in the southwest. There are Yoruba-speaking people in Kwara. Kwara is not in the southwest. Should I continue? No need. So they've agreed that they want Rivers people to produce the next president. There's even a very popular candidate that has been going around the southeast, meeting with people. But Chief Okiro, who used to be Inspector General of Police, feels that he should be allowed to contest and there shouldn't be any ceding. But now they've gone to court to bar him. And I don't know if he can get an injunction or fight back because the election is in 2 days' time.
Yeah, it's
so that's that
10th.
About Ohanaeze Ndigbo.
We'll see what that issue is. I honestly did not think that those things were so serious. However, it is serious.
No, there's a reawakening and a awareness now. There are more Yoruba people doing more Yoruba things. There are more northern people fighting for northern interests. There are more, southeastern people, Igbo, to be particular. And even the south, the inquiries are fighting and say, we're not Igbo, we're not part of the Igbos. We are
Would we say that's sort of a good thing?
look, it depends on where you are standing. If it's about nation building, it's not necessarily a good thing, because now everybody is putting the interest of their tribe ahead of the interest
Everything
of the nation.
else, yeah.
So I'm not sure it's a good thing, but it depends on who you're talking to. I know a lot of people, some of our regulars here at the bar too, of course, a few of them feel strongly about their own tribes, and you can't take that off them, because at times it's some kind of reawakening that pushes people to that level where, you remember one of the things we were discussing yesterday about a candidate in the a potential candidate in
Oyo State. Yes, I agree with you. Anyway, moving on from that, still going on to the courts, as 2 US-based Nigerians are smelling jail. In the names of Olutayo Sunday Ogunlaja, 39-year-old, and Abel Adeyi Daramola, 37, are each facing 20 years in jail in a United States prison after being convicted by a federal jury for orchestrating a $560,000 romance scam.
$560,000 is money that they got from one victim, like just one person. I'm assuming a woman, whom they set up some. It's not even alleged anymore since there's a judgment. They set up this thing, although one of them denies being culpable and everything. But I always wonder at the mentality of these guys. If you are able to get someone to part with $560,000, why not do it in a way that you invest in a legitimate business and the person actually benefits from it? What you basically need is seed money and capital.
So if you can, or maybe they will not be able to get, maybe the person is not interested in business.
Okay. Because there's a guy, and I'm not sure he's Nigerian this time, that had gone online and was talking to some white lady. I saw the video that the lady made, and eventually she found out that the guy was trying to do some good, and you know what they did was they bought some artworks off him from the monies that he got. He had made some artworks, and they basically made him a legitimate businessman. Do you understand? I'm just saying that if you have the ability to convince people,
why don't you in a good way?
Good things, do legitimate business, and people get paid back their monies and everything,
and everybody's happy.
You know, there's one of them that said, of course, register different companies as different accounts, and you know, they created the image of some guy that doesn't exist, and that's the guy that was telling the woman where to send the money to, whom to give it to, whom to transfer the money to.
People need to be
careful. But $560,000 from one person. I want your new in this world. People have money in this world. Because if we convert that in the current naira,
have a lot of money.
If you take 500, I know she's going to convert it. I know Doluka.
I'm not converting it.
You have to. For it to have sense in the Nigerian context. 560,000 is one person that they have done like that. Are you sure they don't have other people that they are collecting money from like that? Romance scam.
Yeah.
Then you not be spoiling our name. Next time now, men will
at the moment, that's about 863 million.
That's when the guy will now come to your area in
Lagos. December.
That is even dirty December. He will come to you. This is not dirty December money. The dirty December people, most of them are even legitimate people. This kind of guy will come. No, this one will come in January when everybody has gone. He will now tell them that they want to buy your house and the house beside the house and the house after your house. They just buy you out like allegedly a CBN governor did that allegedly.
Lord, really?
You now buy like 4 plots. The guy will now be building house. Everybody will be saying, it's a nice. That guy, very young. If you see him,
very
young guy,
very entrepreneurial.
You too. You now
very entrepreneurial.
You now wake up at 2 a.m.
You now be thinking about your life.
Say God.
God, wait.
What exactly did I do wrong?
Did I offend you?
Are we fighting? Look at those 2 young boys.
Am I a stone?
I'm even older than them. Instead of you to run your own race, you now be giving yourself unnecessary pressure. And you see them, they'll come with expensive cars, buy all the house in the area.
Lord, it is really
Romance
crazy.
camp. See,
Let's be
almost
be careful.
almost 1 billion.
Yeah, almost 1 billion naira. It is really crazy. Also, before we leave the issue of the courts, a court in Oyo State has decided for the bail hearing of the people involved in the organizers of the Stampede in Oyo State. The bail hearing.
Organizer of Stampede, how? They did not organize Stampede now.
The organizers of the events that caused the Stampede.
Exactly.
But there was no event, it was only Stampede.
It became a Stampede, but they did not organize Stampede. They did not say they went already and say, hey, we are organizing a Stampede, oh, come. God forgive you. It's how you be talking. God forgive you.
I did not say anything. I was just... Anyway. Now, they have said that their bail hearing is January 13th. For their sake, I hope that they get some favorable bail.
They get justice. Justice. The way the governor was talking, you will know that maybe he's just talking tough, but it looks like he means it, you know.
Yeah, for their sake, I hope that their defense is really tight. Also, just all wanted to... Now, moving on from the issue of the courts. The NNPC chairman or the NNPC, no, not the chairman, the NNPC group
MD,
group medical
OPC,
group
MNI
managing director and CEO Kyari is 60 today.
Happy birthday, my guy.
How is he your guy again now?
You don't go understand.
Anyway, he had said in his post thanking God, and he said that he grew up from the Almajiri system and he became the NNPCL group CEO. I have a question though. So are we saying that the Almajiri system is okay?
That's not it, and that's not it. It's not. It depends on what you're trying to establish. There is an Almajiri system in Nigeria, and we will look at it from our own angle as Southwesterners or Southeasterners or Southerners or Christians or, you know, non-Muslim or non-Christian. Bottom line is that there is a system, there is a culture, you know, and based on Western approach, it's bad. It's all bad. There's nothing good. But, you know, there's a Yoruba saying that it's from the black pot that the white pap comes out from or something like that. So, again, something that we might view as a system that is depriving young people of having a proper education and everything. Although it is actually about education, it's just that it's not Western education. It's more of Islamic education. But, again, too many negative stories about how they've been exploited and all of that. If it was a system that was bad, the Nigerian president that tried to build schools for them would not have built schools for them. Do you understand? So I'm sure that it probably just needs a little bit more spotlight so that we can help focus on the good parts of this thing and ensure that every child gets educated, whether through the Islamic education or through Western education or even traditional education.
Okay, so
education
basically
is education.
What you're saying is that it needs to be tweaked.
I think everything in life can be tweaked. So I think that it should be done in a way that these kids are not sent out to beg on the streets. They are allowed to learn in a more conducive environment. You know, that's what I think, because if Emefiele Kyari can rise up to be the last, you know, MD of NNPC and the first MD of NNPCL, and he was an Almajiri student, then maybe many more will be inspired. But of course, if you notice, he got Western education.
Exactly. All that also needs to be appropriate. Anyway, moving on from that, a Chinese bank has now approved $254.76 million loan for the Kano-Kaduna Railway.
It's a good thing that there's more foreign direct investment coming into Nigeria. It's also a good thing that it's for a specific project. And good thing that the recent real systems that have been set up are all functional and they are all making money. You know, the facts are there, the stats are there. So this will accelerate that system that they are putting in place. And again, I'm sure it's standard gauge, which is a better system than the old locomotive systems that we have or had. And it, to me, I like the whole idea. Thank God that once they do it, you get to hear how much they've made. There's a little bit of transparency in it.
Yes.
But that system still needs serious focus. A system that the staff are still shortchanging it.
They're changing it.
They're just looking to it.
It
I won't say more than that.
Like you said, definitely needs to be looked into. Now, moving on from that quickly, like I said, I also think that it's a very fantastic idea. It's the rail is going through Kano, passing through Abuja to Kaduna. So that automatically connects a large chunk of people. We already have the Kaduna, I think there's a Kaduna Abuja rail.
Yeah, it's in existence, actually.
It's in existence. So now, moving on from that, there are quite a number of things that I feel that we should actually talk about. So first things first, I saw a video earlier today, very interesting video, of a teacher hitting a child. If you're on Twitter, I think that video has somewhat gone viral.
Yeah, it has.
And of a school that's said to be in Ikorodu.
In Lagos State.
In Lagos State, where a teacher was hitting
a child.
A
tiny boy.
Maybe it was said maybe the boy was 3,
primary school.
even if he's not 3. And there are quite a number of things that I see with these videos. I know that a lot of people talk about how you make these videos for evidence. However, how okay are we? There was a man in that same video that was sitting right next to the teacher, and the person was just, I think the person was on the phone or something, and seemed very undisturbed by what was happening. And I'm like, how are we okay? Like, I see that kind of thing. I use that like myself as an example. I see that kind of thing. The first thing that pops in my head is not pick up my phone. It's, why are you hitting this child? Do you understand? That's one angle to it. And I think that that's something we really, really, really need to work on as a people. Why are we so quick to make videos and not stop bad behavior?
That's one.
That's one angle
bad
to
thing
it.
that we need to talk about.
On the teacher that is hitting the child, as much as it is horrible to hit the child, it was not a very nice thing. There was something that I noticed, and I think that at times people need to be checked out psychologically for some psychopathic behavior. Why I said so is, follow me. If you watch that video, you know when children annoy you as an adult, and then there is a tendency for you to raise your decibel, for you to get agitated, She did not seem moved. Like, she hits the child, and it
was normal.
Do you understand? Like, it sounded like it was a normal thing for her. Now you get my point. Do you get, like, I don't know if people noticed, but it was like she would just hit the boy really hard, and then her voice texture did not even increase. Like, it was okay. I'm like, no, this is not a well behavior. It's not. So
if a parent watches that video, maybe the father of that child or the mother of that child gets to see that video and reacts in a certain way. I do not condone violence. We don't. But gets to react. Would you really, really blame them?
See, you cannot treat a child, my child or a child that I know, that way. Let me say this in Yoruba. Olopa ma ko everybody. Why will Olopa ko everybody? Because by the time I'm done with you, even I too will be arrested. It will be all arrest all of us. It's not possible. We cannot breed, like I said, psychopath. All in the name of teachers. That is not normal behavior. It is not. You are asking a child to write 61. The child cannot write it. You said it first time, said it second time, said it third time. It's obvious there is something somewhere. Why? Okay, I don't want to be. It's not making sense. I really hope that, I know that a part of me is really happy that this is Lagos State. I know that Lagos State government takes these things very seriously. I really hope that this person is arrested. Even the school itself, because it even looked like it was in an enclosed place. So it means that the teacher was comfortable, do you understand, doing what they were doing, and they were not afraid of getting caught.
It's normal, like I said earlier.
Do you understand?
It's normal for them.
Even the school needs to be checked out. The school.
Yeah, I'm just happy that Lagos State has a system in place for such violence, and you know, they're about to get it. They're about to get it. The same violence that they dished out, they're about to get it.
Okay, so now moving on from that, and another interesting thing that popped up. There are quite a number of interesting things that I actually wanted to breeze through. Another interesting thing is Nigerian skit maker Kata Efe had posted a cryptic message online talking about how January 10th he was not going to be anymore and all that. However, a lot of people don't seem to be taking him seriously.
Okay, so there's a reason why people are not taking him seriously. First things first, we do a lot of advocacy for suicide prevention. Mm-hmm. We work with a group called Sopine and other groups too, but majorly Sopine because they are our partners. And we do a lot of advocacy for, and one of the things that we learned from the few interactions is that every suicide threat should be taken serious.
Yeah.
Even if the person is playing or lying, and at times people do these things for clout. And that's why people are not taking Kata Efe serious. So just picture this. You tweeted yesterday that on this particular day you probably won't live anymore, you won't be alive anymore. Abi?
Yeah.
An hour after, you're making a skit duplicating a video of Whiskey. There's a video of Whiskey that's gone viral where maybe someone had talked at him or bad at him or something, and he walked away. And at some point he looks back and said, you're talking to me? He said it in Yoruba. He told someone to bring the guy to him, you know, and that video has gone viral. He now replicated that video. A guy that says that 1 hour ago is tweeting and saying that he might commit suicide, he might kill himself, you know, or take his own life, which is wrong. 1 hour after he's making skits. Then later, he's saying that he's dropping a song on that day. So people are put two and two together to say, oh, you've done this for clout because you want to drop a song? He doesn't even know the implications of what he's done. So he actually should be called out. You know, because you cry wolf when there's none. And when there's now a wolf for other people, people might think it's the same thing.
Yeah, people will not take it seriously. People will not take it seriously. And that's where my issue comes from. Like, where do people draw the line? Like, I don't think that there are a lot of things that one should use as jokes or clout chasing. And I think it's just ridiculous.
Tell me about it.
It is a ridiculous behavior. At this point, I hope that he comes out to say something. It's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Whatever clout you're looking for, anything but suicide. Anything but suicide. Anyway, still talking about entertainment. So radio personality and I'll say hype man and all that, very popular person in Nigerian entertainment industry, Dotun, has now called out a radio station, Sound City, over 8 months unpaid salary. Now, so this is a conversation that's been going on for, and I'm not talking about Sound City, but there's always been speculations that a lot of radio stations or a lot of media houses keep owing people's salaries. Like, it's not the first time you hear of such allegations.
Well, it's a difficult one for me. Not that I condone such things, but again, at times, there's this thing that we have in broadcasting, and I'm sure it happens in other businesses or professions where we more or less don't talk down at each other and all of that. But it's the same broadcasting that these same people who have talked about it function in, and they've decided to call them out. I know a few weeks ago there was a particular radio station in Lagos that was being called out by people who had worked there for a couple of years, and they were more or less eating hard at that station. The station pushed back too, and it became kind of messy, but of course people have moved on. In the case of this particular radio station and the person that spoke about it, it's a sad one, and it might actually be very true. I don't want to speak with so much emphasis on what is right or wrong, but is it fair for people to work for 8 months?
8 months.
Even for 1 month? You know, then it starts to go second, third month. You start to wonder, like, okay, how do they get to work? How are this? Forget how they are feeding or how they are living. How are they even going to move?
Where's the motivation to go to work?
Not even the motivation. Maybe they are still going to go on air and talk and everything. The cost of transportation alone.
In Nigeria,
because now they are going to be borrowing money to come to work. Except maybe they have side business, yeah.
But my side business should not be because
I'm just saying.
Fund.
I'm just saying because again, you know that a lot of people have come into broadcasting majorly because of the passion that they have.
Yeah, but you know that
passion. I've been in this position that these people have been in. I'm telling you, I have.
So my issue.
We don't want to be hypocritical about things. That's why.
So my issue with this is that at times, we talk about how a lot of people it's the allegations here and there about what's the word now? Brown envelopes that journalists get and all that. How do you avoid those things with situations like this?
It's the same thing now. Look, one of the major problems that happens in broadcasting in Nigeria, especially radio business, is that a lot of radio stations are not making money. I can say that for free. And one of the biggest reasons why they are not making money is largely due to a system that sees them carry adverts on credit. This is a big problem for radio stations in Nigeria. Now, a lot of TV stations, I don't know how the TV guys were able to do it, but they don't get old like radio stations are. And again, how does this happen? Why is this system in place? The adverts are taken through agencies. You see, these agencies
are the number one problem, Abi.
Well, I didn't say that, because one day now you will need them. This is the sad part about our business here. So the agencies will get the bulk pay